We here at Backscatter are no strangers when it comes to making underwater flashes. We first set out to design the ultimate macro strobe with the Mini Flash series, now in its third version. Then we went bigger and brighter with the Hybrid Flash, our powerhouse flash and video light combo that's been lighting up the biggest scenes underwater ever since. With all the success of the Hybrid Flash, we asked ourselves the big question: can we make something smaller and still make it powerful enough to light big scenes? And boy, we did just that with the Atom Flash. The Atom Flash is for the photography purist. It's a small strobe with big power, capable of easily lighting huge scenes with its super bright, high-quality, wide and even flash beam. We've packed all that power into a compact body that's just as good for wide angle as it is for macro. With its purpose-built optical snoot and built-in focus light system, the Atom Flash kicks serious butt for macro shooters too, letting you easily aim and light even the tiniest critters. The Atom Flash also shares all the same modes of the Hybrid Flash and Mini Flash, and even adds a few new tricks of its own. Smart Control TTL delivers automatic, accurate exposures for Olympus, OM System, and Sony cameras. Remote mode is our go-to for creative off-camera lighting, letting you trigger and adjust strobe power wirelessly for killer backlighting and dramatic side lighting setups. And high-speed sync lets you shoot wide open even in bright environments for those rich, black backgrounds that really make your shots pop. We've taken everything we've learned from thousands of dives using underwater strobes and built a totally redesigned, ultra-simple, user-friendly interface. One easy-to-reach control dial and a bright, crystal-clear LCD display to tell you everything you need to know at a glance. Power level, mode, and battery life, so you'll never lose track underwater again. And speaking of power, the Atom Flash gives you true all-day shooting performance. We pushed this flash to the max during testing, firing hundreds of shots per dives without ever swapping batteries. And when you need full power, the Atom Flash recycles in under a second, meaning you'll catch every bit of the action without a single dark frame. I'm Thomas from Backscatter, and in this video, we're going to dive into the coolest features of the Atom Flash and show you why it just might be your new favorite strobe. I definitely know it's mine. So let's jump in and check it out. The Atom Flash absolutely crushes it when it comes to wide-angle lighting. And here's the best part. It uses the exact same custom-designed reflector and lens system as our Hybrid Flash. That's right, the same optics that power our brightest flash ever are now packed into this smaller, travel-friendly strobe. This system spreads light super evenly over a wide area, giving you a high-quality beam with no gaps, no hotspots, and no harsh falloff. The wide, even beam makes the Atom incredibly easy and forgiving to aim, way simpler than spottier strobes that demand perfect strobe positioning. And it's not just wide, it's bright. With a guide number of 28, the Atom Flash has no problem outflashing ambient light in bright scenes like big reefs or sunballs. Basically, the Atom Flash is nearly identical in power and beam spread to a Hybrid Flash set 2 clicks below maximum power, but in a smaller, lighter package. And we're not just talking specs here. Out in the field, shooting real scenes, we were floored by how close the performance really was. In fact, it was almost imperceivable compared to the Hybrid Flash at around the same power. Now here's where things get really fun. You can shape light exactly how you want it. Like the Hybrid Flash, the Atom Flash can customize its beam with diffusers. Different diffusers attach right to the front. The flat diffusers are perfect for most wide-angle scenes, while the dome diffusers are ideal for the biggest scenes and the softest light drop-off. But we didn't stop there. Unlike most strobes that lock you into a single color temperature, the Atom Flash gives you multiple options. including 5500 Kelvin and 4500 Kelvin warming diffusers and ambient diffusers. 5500 Kelvin gives you that natural daylight look, while 4500 Kelvin warming diffusers perfectly balance your subject with a richer, deeper blue background. You can even shift from green to blue tones by setting your camera's white balance to 4500 Kelvin. Ambient is used for a completely different look. Ambient diffusers are meant to be used in clear, blue water from 10 to 35 feet and match the surrounding color of the water, basically filling in the shadows rather than adding a different color of light like a traditional flash would. This makes your images appear more natural looking, making them stand out from the crowd. So we've seen how the Atom Flash can light up big, wide scenes, but how does it do for macro? We love shooting amazing macro critters, but can't stand when the background totally distracts from a super cool subject. This is where a snoot comes in. A snoot narrows the flash beam so only your subject is lit, making sure it takes center stage in your image, trading those distracting, messy backgrounds for eye-popping black backdrops. Now here's the thing, not all snoots are created equal. Most of them are a pain to aim, and many underwater photographers get frustrated even hearing the word snoot. But we completely changed the game with our groundbreaking Mini Flash series of strobes. The Mini Flash was designed from the ground up to make snooting not just easier, but actually super fun. Our top priority was to make the flash bright enough to work in any conditions and to include the brightest, easiest to see aiming light possible. We took all those lessons we learned from designing and shooting the Mini Flash and its snoot and poured them straight into the Atom Flash. The Atom uses the same proven philosophy, with an easy-to-aim, super bright snoot that works seamlessly with its built-in 1000 lumen white or red focus lights. No matter the environment, day, night, reef, or muck, you'll always see exactly where your light is going to hit. This is the brightest aiming light system on the market, giving you true what you see is what you get performance. And to make it even better, the snoot works with TTL for perfectly balanced automatic exposures. With the Atom Flash, snooting has never been easier, and you'll have more fun than ever capturing those super cool, dramatic macro shots that make your subject just pop right off the screen. After all that power and creativity, from big wide scenes to dramatic macro shooting, you might be wondering, how hard is it actually to use all this? Well, that's also the best part. The Atom Flash is designed to be ridiculously easy to use. We wanted to create a control system that feels intuitive from the very first dive. With just one dial and 2 buttons, the layout is clean, fast, and second nature to learn. The buttons handle your focus light, flash modes, and menu navigation, while the main dial powers the flash on and adjusts flash power. The Atom Flash features 11 power levels in half-stop increments. And yes, it really does go to 11. If you need that extra pop, the highest power setting is right at a hard stop, so it's super easy to find with gloves on underwater. Now, simple doesn't mean stripped down. The Atom Flash keeps you fully informed at all times with its bright LCD display and a quick glance battery indicator light. The LCD screen is super bright and crystal clear, showing everything you need to know: mode, flash power, remaining shots, and battery life. It's also your window into the Atom's advanced menu system. And here's a neat touch. The screen auto-rotates, so no matter how your strobe is positioned, you'll always have the perfect view. Whether you're shooting in shallow reefs in blazing sunlight or night dives in total darkness, you'll never lose track of what your flash is doing. The LED indicator light gives you instant feedback at a glance. It acts as a ready light while recycling and also shows battery status, shifting from green to yellow to red as your charge goes down. Between the detailed LCD readout and the quick glance LED, you'll always know exactly what's going on, whether you're fine-tuning settings or reacting in the middle of a fast-paced shoot. To keep that small, streamlined form factor, we went with a pair of XTAR 18650 lithium-ion batteries, the only approved batteries for the Atom Flash so far. These little powerhouses are the secret behind the Atom's incredible endurance. We've pushed the Atom to the limit, diving it all around the world, and honestly, we barely ever had to charge the batteries between dives. That means true all-day shooting performance without hassle or constant swaps. At full power, the Atom Flash can fire over 600 times on a single charge. Under normal shooting conditions, when you're not blasting max power at every frame, you can easily get thousands of flashes before ever needing to charge. So if you hate swapping out batteries on a wet, rocking dive boat between dives, this might just be your dream strobe. Lightweight, efficient, and built to keep firing dive after dive, the Atom Flash delivers power that lasts as long as your adventure does. So, it's compact, powerful, and can shoot all day, but can it keep up when the action gets fast? Absolutely. The Atom Flash has a crazy fast recycle time, firing at full power in just under 1 second, and even faster at lower power levels. Fast recycle times mean the Atom can easily keep up with bursts or continuous shooting with no blacked out frames. So you can capture every moment and pick the perfect shot from your sequence. In the past, a lot of strobes struggled with rapid firing. Some could even overheat or melt down under that kind of pressure. But the Atom Flash was built to fire fast and stay cool. As divers and underwater photographers ourselves, we know that reliability matters most when things get exciting. That's why the Atom Flash uses an aluminum flash head and a smart thermal protection system to handle heat buildup safely and completely automatically. When things start to heat up, the flash will gently throttle the power to stay cool, not just shut down, so you can keep shooting without missing a beat. In real-world diving conditions, you'll probably never hit that limit. But if you do, the Atom Flash will have your back, managing heat intelligently so you can stay focused on the shot, not worrying about the strobe. So, speed and power mean nothing without reliability, and that's another area where the Atom Flash really shines. One of the keys to its rock-solid dependability is the super secure, triple-sealed battery compartment. The Atom Flash uses 2 O-rings for double protection against hair and debris, plus a sand gasket that keeps out fine grit and sand. It's the same proven sealing system used in both our hybrid flash and macro-wide 4300 video light. With this system, you can trust your Atom Flash to handle the rough stuff, from gritty surf entries to long dive days, and still keep everything dry inside. Now that we've taken a look at all the physical features of the Atom Flash, let's talk about its flash modes. For purists who want full control, manual mode puts you directly in charge of the Atom Flash's brightness using 11 half-stop power level increments. Learning mode automatically syncs the Atom Flash to any flash trigger. No special settings, no magnets, and no fuss. Just power it on, take a single test shot, and you're ready to go. Advanced shooters using continuous drive can even turn off learning mode in their menu, so you never have to reteach the flash. If you want precision automatic exposure, the Atom Flash delivers with Smart Control TTL, compatible with Olympus, OM system, and Sony cameras. This isn't just a mimic TTL system. It uses your camera's native flash language for perfect automatic exposures every time. The Atom Flash offers 2 different Smart Control modes. Smart Control for wide angle or general shooting, In Smart Control Macro, optimize for close-up macro shots, ensuring accurate exposures even when your subject is just inches from the lens. To use Smart Control TTL, you'll need either an OM system camera with a built-in RC flash like a TG, or a housing with an RC trigger like the Backscatter Octo housing. All other systems will need either the OM system or Sony Backscatter Smart Control TTL trigger. These triggers can fire the Atom Flash in either manual or Smart Control TTL modes, they're rechargeable, and have a near universal fit, making them easy to integrate into most housings. Our custom-made Sony trigger for Nauticam housings makes installation super simple. No cabling required, just slide it on the camera's shoe, and it lines up perfectly with the housing's fiber optic cable adapters. It really is that easy. Now for one of the absolute coolest features and one of our favorites, remote mode. In remote mode, not only can you remotely trigger the strobe, you can also remotely control the power setting completely wirelessly. This is the same remote control system shared with the Mini Flash 2, Mini Flash 3, and the Hybrid Flash, so you can mix and match between all these strobes. Let me show you how it works. We'll need a minimum of 2 strobes. The one on camera is hooked up by fiber optic cable and is set to remote transmit mode, while the one off camera using the included light pipe is set to remote receive. We like mounting the off-camera flash to the Backscatter remote lighting muck stick. It's super stable, light, and easy to use and deploy. Now, if I want to set the power level of the off-camera strobe remotely, all I have to do is select the power level on my on-camera strobe, then beam it over by holding a button. This sends a series of flash pulses to the off-camera receiving strobe that reads the pattern, then automatically adjusts the flash power. That's super cool, right? Now, all you have to do is fire the on-camera transmitting strobe, and the off-camera receiving strobe will sync at that power level. What's really cool about remote mode is that you have no cable stretching out to your strobe, and when you're using the muck stick, you're free to move the camera around, update power level without the cable, and you won't stir up any sand, silt, or be reaching over your scene, potentially spooking your subject. Remote mode is our absolute favorite feature for creative lighting. We use it all the time for backlighting, side lighting, and with the Backscatter color filter system for super unique effects. Using remote mode, the sky is the limit when it comes to creative, off-camera lighting, which is not only a ton of fun, but super rewarding. Contrary to what some think, high-speed sync, or HSS, doesn't mean faster firing. Instead, it lets your flash sync beyond your camera's native flash sync speed limit, which is usually 1/200th or 1/250th of a second, and it brings it up all the way to 1/8000th of a second. This allows you to use a higher shutter speed to darken bright ambient light, perfect for wide apertures and bright conditions, giving you a black background. To use HSS, you'll need a trigger like the Backscatter Smart Control TTL trigger for Sony or OM system cameras. Third-party triggers like Turtle TTL and UW Technics also work for Canon, Nikon, and other cameras. Low power mode unlocks another 10 power levels, starting at the Atom Flash's native lowest power level. It's great for dark, low ambient light scenes like night dives or sunset splits, where normal flash output could totally overexpose the image. Next is SOS. This is activated by holding down either the focus light or menu button for over 5 seconds. In this mode, the Atom Flash's LEDs will send out a short ping at regular intervals. The LED ping will last for over 30 hours at full charge, providing you with plenty of signaling time. Test mode lets you fire the flash manually using the select button. It's handy for getting your buddy's attention, light painting, or even emergency signaling. So, you're ready for a new strobe, but aren't really sure where to start. Let's break down Backscatter's 3 flashes so you can choose the one that fits your shooting style perfectly. For total macro lovers who rarely shoot wide angle, the mini flash shines above all else. It's the most compact and the easiest to aim strobe and snoot combo on the market, making it ideal for capturing tiny critters with precision. Even photographers that already own a set of big, wide-angle strobes will choose the mini flash for macro dives and trips. If wide-angle photography is your focus, your choice comes down to either the Atom Flash or the Hybrid Flash. Both are exceptional, but they cater to slightly different needs. The Hybrid Flash is all about maximum power and versatility. With 2 extra clicks above the Atom, it excels in bright conditions, shooting into the sun or covering massive reef scenes. On top of that, its built-in 5,000 lumen wide-angle video light makes it a fantastic option for photographers who combine stills and video. The Hybrid is for those who always want to push their strobe to the limit and need every bit of brightness available. The Atom Flash, on the other hand, is compact, lightweight, and incredibly capable. It can cover most wide-angle scenes and performs nearly identically to the Hybrid set just 2 clicks below its max power. Its size and ease of use makes it ideal for photographers who want a small strobe with big power and don't want to sacrifice performance, especially if you don't need a video light. The Atom Flash also excels at macro shooting using its custom-designed snoot. It has the same target light, uses the same working distance, and has the same coverage as the Mini Flash 3. It's just a little brighter. In short, all 3 strobes are fantastic, but your choice depends on your shooting style. If macro is your world, go Mini. If wide angle is your passion, choose between the raw power and versatility of the Hybrid or the compact, travel-friendly strength of the Atom. The Atom Flash is available to order now, and be sure to check out the article below for even more info. If you have any questions, please give us a call, shoot us an email, or comment below, and we'll be more than happy to help out. Remember, your purchases from Backscatter or any of our authorized dealers help us keep making more of these videos. We have free lifetime tech support on every purchase, and we dive, shoot, and service everything that we sell. I'm Thomas from Backscatter, and I'll catch you next time.